Jesus said to his disciples, "Take care not to perform righteous deeds in order that people may see them. Otherwise, you will have no recompense from your heavenly Father. When you give alms, do not blow a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogue and in the streets to win the praise of others. Amen, I say to you, they have received the reward. But when you give alms, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your almsgiving may be secret. And your Father who sees in secret will repay you. When you pray, do not be like hypocrites, who love to stand and pray in the synagogues and on street corners, so that others may see them. Amen, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you pray, go to your inner room, close the door, and pray to your Father in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will repay you. When you fast, do not look gloomy like the hypocrites. They neglect their appearance, so that they may appear to others to be fasting. Amen, I say to you, they have received the reward. But when you fast, anoint your head and wash your face, so that you may not appear to be fasting, except to your Father who is hidden. And your Father who sees what is hidden will repay you. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, we begin our season of repentance, and of course, to repent is to somehow place ourselves before God and renounce all that is in us that is unworthy of God and unworthy of being called the people of God. Sin, if you will. And so, as we sing that refrain in the responsorial psalm, it may seem like we've gone backwards so far. How far we've come to boost up our own sense of worth and realize that we can be beating our breast far too many times, and we think there's this dualism of right and wrong and how we need to let go of that. But maybe we need to really look at ourselves to feel what it really may mean to be sinful and to be a sinful people. We could start as, let's say, minimally, as the shock we may have felt when we found out that the iPhone stock went down. You know, something that we counted on, something that we thought was always going to be there. You know, Steve Jobs' company. All of a sudden now, what happened to Apple? The stock is plummeting. Other phones are coming out. Bigger, thinner, quicker. You know, maybe we've really been putting our hope and been thinking that we can always count on something we can't always count on. We move a little bit further to something a little more significant, papacy. I don't know about you, but if anybody was here 600 years ago, you weren't so surprised. But the Pope resigned. And of course it goes through our minds that this one who was the bishop most responsible for preserving unity in the church would say, I resign. We knew it was possible. We knew it happened. I remember a fellow in the seminary, Dr. Ferraro, said to me, gosh, can you imagine one day you're infallible and the next you're nothing? They're wondering what they're going to do. What are they going to call him? Is it going to be Pope Emeritus? Is he going to be ex-Pope? You know? They really don't know. Maybe Bishop of Rome? How can he be? Ex-Pope will be Bishop of Rome. He's thrown the church into a real dither. What are we going to do with Easter in the Vatican? However, the Pope, whom we thought was going to be stalwart and certainly would wait till after Easter, quit. Well, that's something that we thought was a spiritual reality, but really it's a physical reality, it's a people reality. We found that we just couldn't really perfectly count on that. And then we move on to the tragic. We move on to my being able to look at the television in the evening and I could hear the names of priests that were in my first Mass. I guess I didn't choose very well, huh? My friends that are now being exposed as being predators for children, the worst. And then you wonder, whoa, this whole place begins to get rocky. This whole place begins to be transitory. This whole place begins to be a place we can't count on. And then we have a police officer who supposedly was going to be a standard bearer, who wanted to expose corruption in the police department, who was probably flawed by his time in war and his time in the police department, and he does what he did. And we begin to say, how do so many people, the Pope excluded, how do they ever lose sight of what they were here for, of what was important? How could they do this to us? How could they betray us? Because their getting lost has an effect on us. It's contagious. We feel lost. Now, I think of God through all of this. I think of God. How does He take the fact that the church is going to go through a change? There certainly wasn't anything wrong the Pope did. He could do it. But how about the way God looks at the way the clergy has messed things up? And I wonder how God looks at what happened when we look at what happened up in Big Bear and elsewhere, and innocent people being slain. And you know what I think God does? He goes, wake up, people. Realize that we don't need to lose our way because other people lose theirs. And if we need to be sorry for our sin, maybe our sin is putting far too much trust in the transitory. Far too much trust in people. Far too much hope in people. Being so amazed when almost every human being we meet is not perfect. There's only one. So how does He do this? God does this by saying, remember that you are dust, and unto dust you shall return. Remember that everything that we deal with here is dust. I remember somebody in another parish there was going to say, it's all going to burn. It's all going to burn. You know? It's all material. It's all something we can't put our faith in. We can't put our trust in. We can't be so enamored with what our accomplishments are in this life and the people who surround us as our supposed heroes. They're not all perfect. The God who is perfect, however, continually tries to call us back to become a people who somehow make kindness make the place of judgment. Caring take the place of hurtfulness and of savagery. Nobleness to somehow take the place of the basest of behavior. To allow us to reach for what is most human and instead of falling into what's least human. And right in the middle there, where we might say we're not the worst, to always keep in mind Can you take care of that? To always keep in mind that we cannot put our faith and our trust into this worldly existence. And the wonderful thing and the beautiful words that we hear this evening is, remember, it's all dust. And to dust it will return. And then be invited to receive the bread of life, which is the ultimate goal of all of our putting our trust in a gospel that leads us to that, to everlasting life, to the life that will never end, to life where nothing will rot or crumble or disappoint. In the meantime, this word that comes to us today that seems sometimes so discouraging, remember that you are dust, is a word of hope, is an okay for you to let go of all the junk around you and allow it to become the molehill that it really is, not the mountain that we perceive it to be. Let us rise now.